Hello and welcome back to the Marathon HSC podcast, the podcast dedicated to senior high school students undertaking the HSC. I'm your host, Sarah, and this is episode 6 of season 1, the English series on the common module, Texts and Human Experiences. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the third of many common module texts, and it's none other than Favel Parrett's Past the Shallows. We'll be looking into everything you'll need to craft your common module notes, from values to themes, context, characters, and so much more. But, most importantly, keep your ears ready to catch the insightful gems I'll be sharing to help you with your common module Past the Shallows essays. So, let's dive into this complicated Aussie text. Context. First off, we need to set the scene. Written in 2011, Past the Shallows is set in the stunning backdrop of Tasmania, giving us a taste of the local culture and the struggles of a coastal community. Parrett explores themes of family dynamics and the impact of socioeconomic factors like education and income on individuals. Now, looking at the text through a historical lens, while the novel doesn't explicitly focus on historical or political events, it does touch on economic struggles and the challenges faced by working class families, like the economic downfall and the financial instability of the community. As for personal context, Favel Parrett is an Australian author, and her connection to the region adds authenticity to the portrayal of the landscape and the lives of the characters. She said, and I quote, "The south coast of Tasmania had a huge influence on me when I was young. It is isolated and wild, a place I will never forget. The story grew out of my memories and feeling for that place." End quote. Themes, concepts, and traditional values. Now, given that Parrett's story is quite a modern one, and hence one rooted in the secular society we live in today, the themes and traditional values pretty much merge. Her text is all about family dysfunction and resilience and feeling the salty breeze on your face. It taps into those good old traditional values like the unbreakable bonds between siblings and the impact of nature on our lives, but also some really tough themes, so trigger warning. Themes like abuse, alcoholism, grief and loss, trauma and repressed memories, and the loss of childhood innocence. And the novel doesn't just stop at family drama. It's got layers, showing us how people keep going when life throws a curveball, and exploring the beauty of the Tasmanian landscape. Nature in this novel isn't just a backdrop. It shapes these characters, acting as their escape. And when life gets tough, these folks show us exactly what resilience means. Purpose of the author. Why did Parrett write this? Past the Shallows is an intensely moving novel about the importance of sustaining love and responsibility and the tragedies which can unfold in their absence. So, it feels like she wanted to take us on an emotional ride, reminding us of the ties that bind us, the strength we find in tough times, and the beauty of the natural world. Readings and critical analyses. Critics love Favel's poetic writing and the way she paints a vivid picture of the Tasmanian lifestyle. More importantly, the text has been described as being cult, both in the way it makes readers feel and the words themselves, and the overall aura to the novel. The multifaceted nature of the ocean is a key point of interest, as it serves as an escape for the children's minds. Key insights. Now, trigger warning again, we are discussing some of the sensitive themes here. Otherwise, listen carefully. This is an important part that I want you to take note of. These can be used as your thesis statements that help shape the paragraphs of your essays. Number 1, family dysfunction. Unresolved family strife inevitably becomes the haunting spectre that lingers, impacting the lives of each member in a family. Number 2, alcoholism. The solace sought in the bottle often transforms into a destructive force that erodes the very foundations of the connections in a family. Number 3, abuse. The abuser unknowingly forges chains of enduring pain, leaving scars in individuals and families that transcend generations. Number 4, nature as an escape. Nature becomes a silent ally, offering solace and escape to characters seeking refuge from life's relentless storms. Number 5, loss and grief. In the turbulent seas of loss, characters navigate waves of grief, each crest revealing the resilience of the human spirit. Number 6, trauma and repressed memories. The shadows of repressed memories cast long, but the journey to face them is a courageous step towards healing. Number 7, loss of childhood innocence. Innocence lost prematurely paints a poignant portrait of the harsh brushstrokes life can wield on the canvas of childhood. Number 8, the importance of family. Even during dysfunction, family stands as a beacon, offering strength, resilience, and the potential for redemption. Impact on the audience. So, how did the readers react? Past the Shallows hit them right in their feels. They appreciated the authentic characters, the Aussie charm, and how it made them reflect on their own connections to family and nature. But it also created some aches while we were living alongside the characters. Textual integrity. Why does this book stand the test of time? Favel keeps it real. Not only can Australians, and specifically Australian HSC students, connect with the landscape, but she also uses a balance of harsh and warm themes relevant to that lasting human experience that perfectly fuse to help paint a consistent picture of Tasmanian life. And it makes us feel like we're right there with the characters. Character analysis. Meet Joe and Harry, the heart of the story. Siblings facing family struggles and the wild Tasmanian coast together. These central characters navigate the challenges of a broken family and the harsh realities of their environment. Their relationship reflects the enduring bonds between siblings in the face of adversity. P.S. Enduring means lasting, continuous. So add that one to your vocab. Another significant character, Miles, contributes to the exploration of loss and grief in the narrative. His journey adds depth to the novel's themes and provides insight into the emotional toll of personal tragedies. Finally, we have the father. The father figure, a complex character, stands as a symbol of the struggles within the family. His presence casts a long shadow, representing the consequences of personal demons and the intricate web of pain woven within familial ties. Their stories make us laugh, cry, and appreciate the strength of the human spirit. That wraps up our journey with Past the Shallows. Favel Parrett creates this emotional rollercoaster where we endure thick and thin with the family, all set against the stunning Australian backdrop in Tasmania. And that's it from me for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, we're on all social media platforms at Marathon HSC, so give us a follow to see some of our podcast highlights and to see explanations to short answer questions, questions about HSC, and everything under that umbrella. Otherwise, let me know if you have any questions about what we've covered today in the Q&A box attached to this podcast episode, and I'd be happy to discuss them in the very next episode. This is Sarah from the Marathon HSC podcast, and I will see you all back here tomorrow.